Good evening, everybody. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero with a quick weather update on Super Bowl Sunday evening. So right now the Super Bowl is going on and it's in overtime. It's tied at 19-19. I've not seen it yet, so don't tell me what's happening. But anyway, we have some snow to talk about. So I hope you enjoyed that little montage I had in the beginning of the video of some snow from yesteryear, because that's something that we're probably going to see going into Tuesday morning. So let's switch over here to the computer screen and I will show you what's happening. All right, so bringing up the National Weather Service here, we do have quite a lot of winter storm warnings to talk about. That's this pink color. So besides the New York City area, we are also seeing this, if I go a little bit north, we're seeing winter storm warnings going almost to Albany there. So winter storm warnings even through Binghamton, going into Massachusetts as well, Worcester, let's say Hartford, Connecticut, all of Connecticut as well. So quite a bit to talk about in terms of that winter storm warnings. Let me back up here and let's click on it. So straight from the National Weather Service, winter storm warning in effect from 1 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday. Heavy snow expected, total snow accumulations 5 to 10 inches. Where parts of northeast New Jersey and southeast New York and all of interior southern Connecticut from 1 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday. Travel could be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the Tuesday morning commute. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. It looks like the heart of it, the heaviest of the snow, is going to be Tuesday morning. I would probably say 6 a.m. to about 10 a.m. That's when it looks like the heart of it's going to be. So if you do have to go to work that morning, definitely give yourself some extra time. And if you can work from home, I would definitely say work from home that day. So let's take a little look at what's going on in terms of that. So nothing in terms of severe weather. There is severe weather from this system. So right now on the Storm Prediction Center, the slight and marginal risk that's going through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all that area, this is the storm that's coming up the East Coast. It's not going to give any severe weather. However, it's going to be intense in terms of snowfall. So let's jump right here to the radar from the National Weather Service. So again, as I mentioned here, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all of this is seeing some pretty severe weather. And earlier today, there were actually tornado warnings in this area. The satellite is also showing that there's some pretty intense and dense cloud cover through this. And that is all associated with this low pressure system and the high pressure system being fairly close together, creating quite a dynamic between them. And that's what's causing that severe weather in the southwest, or southeast, sorry. And then that's going to head up the East Coast towards us in the northeast. So let's bring up here the Tropical Tidbits website, starting with good old GFS. So it looks like the 0Z run is just coming in. I only got 2 frames worth of that 0Z run, so we're not going to use that right now. We're going to go back 1 run to the 18Z run. So the 18Z run. So as this is heading up, it looks like it's starting between about 7 p.m. Monday and 1 a.m. Tuesday, and it looks like it's going to start mostly as rain. Then the transition by 7 a.m., this is again the GFS specifically, it's showing pretty much right along the New York City line. So northwest going into just northern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, even going upstate New York a little bit, Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess County there could see some heavy snow. Connecticut, heavy snow. Massachusetts, heavy snow. This is something to keep in mind as we're seeing high snowfall rates in terms of inches per hour. So that's the GFS. And then it's still in place at 1 p.m. And then it's really out of the area by 7 p.m. It looks like Tuesday. Isobars are pretty tightly packed, meaning a high pressure gradient. In other words, very strong winds. So with this coastal system, it looks like we're going to see some pretty windy conditions starting out and ending. So windy conditions starting late in the evening Monday, lasting until overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. So let's switch over to pivotal weather now. And here we're taking a look at the European forecast model. And with this, it's showing not necessarily all rain, but the Hudson Valley could start a little bit as frozen precipitation before the all snow, versus New York City is going to be all rain turning to snow. But here by, it looks like 12Z, which is what the time frame from the GFS was. So that's 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Heavy snow for all of northern New Jersey, all of the Hudson Valley area, all of Connecticut, all of Massachusetts, all of basically the Northeast. And that pressure gradient with those tightly packed isobars is pretty intense right there. So definitely going to be windy. There's going to be a power outage potential with this. So you got to keep that in mind. You want to stock up on batteries, recharge all your devices, the normal storm prep that you would do. You want to start doing the storm prep Monday. And then this is showing it's going to be pretty much done with in terms of precipitation by, looks like Wednesday evening, Tuesday afternoon, or overnight Wednesday into Tuesday evening. So that time frame there, that's when we're really seeing the precipitation stopping. The wind, however, is going to continue through your day on Wednesday. So on the icon here, let's take a look. So this is mostly done, this particular run of the icon. So as this comes up, it looks like it's starting as rain for the entire area, and then is transitioning to all snow by, it looks like, between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. or 10 a.m., sorry. But that's pretty heavy snow by 10 a.m. So it looks like the icon is a little bit behind the GFS and the Euro. However, the intensity is still there. Now switching on over to the NAM, let's take a look at the NAM. Let's see, it looks like it starts it starts actually as snow for, it looks like, New York City and north, and stays snow through the duration of the storm. Pressure gradient still there as it was on the icon as well. So this is going to be a very windy event. And it's going to be a pretty intense snowfall event, but just for a short period of time. 3 kilometer NAM, let's take a look at what's going on here. So this is starting as, it looks like snow, sleet kind of mix, just a little bit north of New York City. But then it transitions to heavy snow for New York City and north. And it stays like that for the duration of the storm, with that high pressure gradient, so still very windy. And it looks like it'll be out of the area by, say, 1 to 3 o'clock, I would say. Maybe 4 o'clock it should be all done, but the wind will still be in there. Now switching on over to the HRRR is not going to be enough, but what I do really want to show you are the snow totals. So from the GFS here, this is the 18Z run. It's very interesting because even though it's going to be fairly intense, And it looked like, did Kansas City just win the Super Bowl? Kansas City just won the Super Bowl. I was right. I should have bet my $1,000. Because we've had warm weather, not warm, but milder weather the past couple of days, that means the ground is not ready to receive snow. So it's gonna take a few inches worth of snow for the ground to be ready to accept accumulation and then accumulate after that. So this is something called the positive snow depth change, specifically with the forecast model. So the GFS here, even though it showed pretty intense snow, it's only showing about, I would say, 4 or 5 inches of snow. Now I know the National Weather Service said 5 to 10 inches of snow. However, if this is true, we're only seeing about 4 or 5 inches of snow. Switching on over to the icon, very different here, because this is not the total positive snow depth. What we're seeing here is total snowfall with the true snow ratio. So it's gonna be a little bit higher, but it's showing here at the highest 8 to 9 inches of snow. But that's a little bit higher than what it would be, so maybe I would say 6 to 8 inches. Switching over to the 12-kilometer NAM here. This is a little bit more realistic, but it's showing some pretty high snow totals, like an 11-inch in central Pennsylvania. That band right there is a bit more north. But for the New York City area, it's only showing maybe about 3 inches, 1 to 3 inches of snow. And then the HRRR, don't believe, yeah, that's not enough. That's not far out enough yet. So overall, we could be seeing some pretty intense snow in some areas, but because the ground wasn't really ready to accept it just yet, I'm going to show here going around 4 or 5 inches of snow. So around the New York City area, that's going to be my forecast. 4 or 5 inches of snow. I would probably say 4 to 6 inches of snow. When you get to the higher elevations, so like in Jersey, once you get to Sullivan County, that higher elevation area, the Catskills region, that could see a little bit more because of the higher elevation. That's where you're going to see the up to 10 inches of snow. However, for the most majority of the tri-state region, I would probably say 4 to 6 inches of snow. All right, so that is a wrap for this weather video, along with the wrap for the Super Bowl, it looks like. So this is where I would say Monday. Even though you might still be working, I would say try and get as much storm prep done as you can Monday. Even though it could be starting in the evening on Monday, it's really going to be starting as a mix to just rain before it transitions, so it gives you some time to get that storm prep ready. And with the storm prep, that's where I would say, besides having batteries and the usual supplies, a weather radio is very important. So as a matter of fact, let me show you that right now. So this is a radio that I have purchased from Better Safe Radio, which I do have an affiliate link that I'll have in the description below. So this radio is a ham radio. So this has many different frequencies programmed into it by the person in charge named Mark from Better Safe Radio. So a lot of emergency communications, so emergency comms for shit hits the fan, as he calls it, kind of communication. So that's pre-programmed into radios like this. So you can choose from any of the radios on his site. Now this particular one has all of the NOAA weather radio frequencies already programmed. So in that you can switch between them until you hear choose to a frequency where you hear something broadcasting. That means that's the channel for your particular National Weather Service or NOAA weather radio frequency. And that's the best way to get the most up-to-date information. Because if, say, your power goes out and you lose internet and the cell towers around you go out and you have no cell service, this is going to be the way that you're going to get emergency weather information. So I would say feel free to check out that site and prepare yourself by getting some sort of radio that has a NOAA weather radio inside of it. All right, so that's going to be a wrap for this video. Just again, as a recap, prepare for a snowstorm. It looks like this is going to be a nor'easter. It's going to be starting late Monday, and it's going to be lasting through most of the day on Tuesday. The most intense part of this, with the heaviest snow, I would say is between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. So that morning commute time. Definitely give yourself more time, or if you can work from home that day, or just not head in because it's not going to be a safe travel morning. All right, so again, this is a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed. It is Super Bowl Sunday evening, so feel free to enjoy the rest of your festivities. This is Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Stay safe. If you want to get the latest weather updates, feel free to hit that subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that to get notified whenever I upload a video like this, or I do go live. So Tuesday, I will be going live with this snowstorm happening. Again, have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video.